This is it. Everything is changing. Everything is changing. And there's been some fire. There's been some fire for this transformation. There's been facing things that have been holding you back from being seen, things in your body that you didn't even know was a subconscious fear or a program or a story. There are things that have been being revealed to you about all your hangups that have kept you in a certain place of reality, and you defeated them. You got through them. You've worked through them. And if you haven't got through it yet, you're doing it, okay? Endure, man. You are a freaking warrior. And there's more of a visceral kind of embodiment. Like these moments are coming up more where you're starting to align with the bigger dream, because this dream that you've had, you need to go bigger with it. And it's not saying a different dream. It's saying, and this is the message with all my clients lately, like, you gotta see it bigger. You have to articulate, you have to like write about it. You have to like really sit for a minute and be like, oh, so, let's say you want to get your book published. By the way, I'm doing an I Am Published workshop. It's probably going to be in the beginning of the December. So if you want to figure out how to get traditionally published, all of it, sign up for my email list. More info coming on that soon. But say you want to get published, right? And there's an aspect of you that wants to be a New York Times bestseller, but you're just worried about getting published. No, you align with the version of you who's a New York Times bestseller. Say you want to get pregnant and you're just like envisioning yourself pregnant. No, you envision yourself as a grandma with tons of grandkids hanging out. You want a husband. You're envisioning yourself like, I need to find a boyfriend. I need to find a boyfriend first. No, you see yourself maybe as the grandma with the kids or the grandkids. So it's like you're being asked to hold a bigger version of what it is it's like, let me get the card. You just gotta go bigger. Because the bigger dream wants you. There's something, you're in alignment with the thing, but there's like too much focus. It's like the difference between mouse and hawk. Mouse is like focus on the details. Hawk is like focus on the big picture. There's this dream that you almost like haven't let yourself fully tap into, because there's been so many aspects of yourself like that's too big to be true, or even like it's fine if that doesn't happen, that's so big. And it's like, no, hold that vision. And we're stepping into this phase where your ability to manifest is going to be unbearably obvious, because your 3D reality is going to start echoing and reflecting back to you almost instantly the things you are thinking and feeling. Like, so this power phase, because you went through this transmutation, this transformation, right? There's something all about like learning your alchemy, and the alchemy is the power over your thoughts. Your alchemy is to align your thoughts and turn your thoughts, especially your pain, right? But it's almost like that fire, and directing the fire instead of being engulfed in it, and directing the fire to be the momentum, the creator, the power, the dragon power, the force behind that gives this fuel to the bigger dream. This thing wants you. This thing wants you, and it really wants to see how big will you go with it. It's extremely powerful, and it's actually gonna be medicinal, because the medicine is showing you it's you overcoming every lie that you've had about yourself. That's why this is going to be the most healing thing for you to do. And I don't care how jacked up you've been with not believing in yourself and toggling back and forth in between whatever. There is this collective phase right now. There's this momentum towards another big shift. There was a big shift this summer, a big quantum jump. And then there's been this like transmutation fiery thing happening since those eclipses. in September, and it's been pretty interesting for some of us. So this next phase is the really like abundance. How big can your abundance be? It's like, what is the abundance of your dream? How much abundance can you put in your dream? Because, right, you are the abundance. You are the thing. The dream is within you. So the bigger your dream is, the bigger you are. The bigger you can like hold the vision of the bigness, your aura then expands and radiates even further and even bigger. And that's why you have to hold this vision of something that is 10 times beyond, connected to what you want, but beyond what you're hoping for. Mouse focuses on details. I said that, right? Getting caught up in, how do I strategize? Let me think, let me analyze, let me be in my head, let me plan. And none of that is bad. But there is something about this one is going to need to take inspired action and like, pray, right? And then sit in contemplation. This is actually a Baha'i teaching. You pray for the thing. You sit in contemplation for, I don't know, a few minutes of silence and just allow yourself to receive. And any thought that comes to you, immediately take action on it. Even if you were like, what? Like, and I did this today. And it was an action that I was like, I don't want to do this. This seems like a lot of work. Like, I don't want to do that. And then it only ended up taking me like 30 minutes to do. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting that I resisted this. And it was super easy. And it's going to be, I think, helpful for this next thing that's happening for me. So you immediately take action. And then this is where most people fail. You have to assume. So you take action, you do whatever the inspiration that comes to you, and then you assume the prayer is answered. That's where people fall off. That is actually one of the most, it is linking, right? It's not just being in our head and visualizing. It is we live in a physical reality. I need you guys to get out of your head. Like so many of you, you're so expansive. You're so spiritual. You see so many things. There's so many emotions. There's so many, and you like have it in your head, but you're not taking the behavioral steps to get to this thing. Take the action. It is inspired action. There is something that wants to be self-realized through you. It is your gift you're meant to share with humanity. And in that, you're changing the world. I'm sorry. We need you. We need you because this world, we're done. And everything we've been taught has been just some made up idea of reality by people 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, 10 years ago, yesterday, whatever. It's like, okay, this is my opinion. This is how it is. So I'm going to tell you. No, this is about independent investigation of truth. And you having the self-authority to define yourself and your reality and how you generate wealth and how you show up in the world and how you share your gifts with humanity and how you're here to create world peace. Yes. Deal with it. You're here to change the world and create world peace because you stepping into your empowerment, you having the self-authority to no longer be some kind of a follower, but follow yourself is a part of the transformation of society. The transformation begins with the transformation inside of you. So we need you. We need you to dream bigger. We need you to affect and share your gifts on epic levels. And even if you're just like, oh, but I'm not trying to like be famous. I don't care because the love, the light that you bring to your coworkers, to your lover, to your family echoes. It echoes and it echoes. And the bigger your light and the bigger you can take up space, the more that light can activate other people's light because you are here to figure out how far can you go being your truest self? How far can you go being the warrior of your greatest self? How far can you push it? Okay? So I want to pull a few cards. There's a lot that is going to be changing for you in the next coming months. Like I'm talking this month, next month. And then it's just all over the place, like complete change. But the the energy is that it's happening very soon. A very big shift. There is something you've put a lot of momentum in. There is something you've put a lot of thought into, like for years, and that this is the turning point where it's gonna happen. Some opportunity, some door, and it has to do with the bigger dream, okay? So hold the bigger vision, say prayers, pause. And sometimes when I do this, the thought doesn't come to me of what steps to take. I might be inspired later throughout the day, but like today it worked quite well. It like immediately came after I prayed, like, do this. And I didn't want to do it. I was like, but I knew if that is the action that I was inspired to do after praying, you better believe I better do it. So, okay. Let's connect to preparing for this change. So what we need to know right now, how to prepare, what kind of ways do we need to think? Of course, this has been coming up. I feel like the concept, but the card has not popped out until right now. I need some love and compassion. You've been through it, okay? You've been through it. You have not given up on yourself. You have fallen and gotten up, fallen and gotten up. You have not seen the proof. You have battled the demons on the inside. You have faced the things. Like, it has just been a lot. So you are being asked to have this, like, write a letter to yourself of compassion. Like, wow, you overcame this. You endured that. Wasn't that scary? Like, see yourself. Be a witness to everything you have gone through in the last month or two, or however long that has been challenging for you. That is a part of the transmutation and the alchemy. Also, I'm doing an alchemy activation. It's part of the I Am Empowered membership group. It's this Friday. It's free if you're in the membership. The membership is very affordable. It's $33 a month, which will probably change. I keep saying it's going to change. I think in 2026, I'll bump up the price, but not if you're already in it. So this alchemy starts with recognizing where the part of you, the fear, the worry, the doubt, and realizing that that isn't the thing we're trying to push away, that the part of you feeling that we want to have compassion for. And then the lie that they're believing, we're going to destroy, and, well, not destroy it, we're going to transmute it. So anyways, this thing though, this compassion that is going to be like a healing elixir. You need to see yourself. I just want you to think about the last couple of months, and even just like pause if you can and write yourself a letter like, wow, you did do this, you accomplished this, you went forward, you were triggered for 3 weeks in a row and you still did that thing, and you got up and did that, and you used your voice and you said no, and you did this. Like, you need to be seen, okay? And you need to, and there's a part of you who's really been through it. So do that. All right. So that is the right now information, this, and what of this transformation, of this preparation. So one way to prepare, you acknowledge, you write this letter to yourself, just the cheerleader, being there for all that you've gone through the last couple months. It's time to jump into trust. Come on. Okay. Jump into trust. I am worth the risk. So this to me tells me you have worked a long time on this aspect of yourself. You've worked really, really long, that you've been able to unearth these diamonds, and you're ready to share it with the world, but you have to trust. So there's this thing about like realizing you are worth this thing, realizing you are worth seeing if you can make this thing happen, and you will. And that is why it feels like a risk, because it's unknown. But if you take this jump into you will get the wings. The wings appear when you jump, and the wings on this picture are from the Falcon card in my Animal Apothecary deck, and the wings represent your victory. That if you jump, that's when the wings appear, and that's when you get led to victory. But there is something about trusting this unknown right now, just trusting, no proof, just trust, and this realization that this is something you deserve. Your gifting, this is your gift to yourself. it is like the creator's gift to you, because duh, everything is the creator's gift to us. Like, who are we kidding? Like, we would be non-existent without this great mystery. Okay? But in a way, it is a gift from the great mystery that you see that you can create this, that you can receive your own gift to yourself. This is a gift to you. This is your gift to yourself, to self-actualize this. And it simultaneously is medicine. It's going to heal some big childhood wounds. Man, this one, and all it is, it comes down to you coming back to the fact that you have a choice in how you are seeing and who you are choosing to be at every moment. Listen, you're gonna get berated with the triggers, the things, the outside reality that we need to be detached to, because it is an illusion, okay? The material world that has been shoved down our face, and even especially in Western culture, we are so obsessed with material, it is blinding us to our spiritual purpose. It is a part of the war on consciousness. It's so sneaky and quiet in our conquest to have more and more and more things that can never be filled. That's the thing about materialism. It's like the perfect lie, right? And I'm not saying I'm here for abundance. I'm here to enjoy this life. I'm here for all of it, but knowing that it's not even real. It's the illusion that it can burn in fire. It's your spirit, it's your virtue, it's your gifts that you're here to share. It's your activating people's light. It's your light. That thing can never be destroyed. But this illusion, right? So what is my point? Coming back to I choose who I am. So yeah, the point of this is not falling for the 3D reality, not falling for when the things show up and don't align with your dream, and then you're like, oh, remember, it's an illusion. We're living in the Maya. We're living in the illusion. This is an illusion. How many more times? This is an illusion, and you can bend and mold and weave the illusion with the choice of how you think, okay? Prithvi Mudra, earth, abundance. Choose, like, do you wanna, like, you can choose to be as abundant as Mother Earth as you want, right? Like, you can choose to be the creator, to like align with water, align with fire. Doesn't that kind of look like fire, the fan going around? And side note, I just think there's this deeper level of connecting to nature in, like, I live in Brooklyn, okay? Like, I used to live right next to a park when I lived on the other side of Brooklyn, and now I don't. And just like, I'm having this different connection with even water in my faucet, and like speaking to it, and like understanding that aliveness of it and working with it and asking it to work with me. So side note, there's something about the elements that are really, really powerful for you right now that has to do with your ability to alchemize. Okay, one more card from how we need to prepare. So compassion, jumping into trust, knowing that we're worth the risk, choosing at every moment to know, right? Choosing at every moment to act as if the prayer is answered, choosing at every moment to shift. Like, you just got triggered, you shift into, you know, like, this is what I like a couple weeks ago, I was so flooded. Like, I was doing some pretty intense body work that brought up some stuff that was actually around me being seen that I didn't even know was a thing. And the fact that, like, it was crazy. It like was coming up and I'm feeling all these things, and immediately I started seeing it reflected of every reason why it's scary to be seen in a bigger way was coming up in my life. Isn't that funny? It was coming up in my life as I released it through this body work. I'm like, But then I had to learn boundaries. Then I had to learn how to use my voice. Then I had to learn how to like know that this was just mirroring something that was deeply trapped in my psoas muscle or deeply trapped in my fascia that was finally being unknotted and untangled. And then would then, if I was like to endure it and to allow it to go through the intensity and the pain and the fear and the scary thing and the scary freaking things happening on the outside, because I had to learn something from that. I had to use that as information. I had to learn how to use my voice. I had to learn how to use boundaries. And now I'm getting to a next level through that alchemization, through that release, to be seen in bigger ways. It sucked. Dude, it was exactly, literally what I just said. I endure to be reborn. Heartbreaking, standing in the fire, holding the fire. Whatever you're going through, it's because you're going through this transformation. You're being reborn. All right. Let's ask the one who's in it, the one who has fully manifested that thing. Hold the bigger vision. Hold the freaking vision. You know this is going to happen in a way you could have never realized. I know. Yep, this is just you completely being in your I know. And I know most of you are like, how the hell? Oh, this is what I was going to share. I think about like the being super triggered a couple weeks ago for like 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe straight. It was so intense that I and this is like, this could be helpful for someone. I was so flooded in these old memories and everything I'm seeing and thinking, and it's coming back, and I'm like, damn, am I like going insane again? And I created this aspect of myself that would scream in my mind, just trust, just trust. I made that so loud to just speak over and be the sound vibration of yelling in my mind over all the fear and the adrenaline and the cortisol and the just like not good enough and everything that was coming at me, being like, you're gonna fail. You are failing and it will never work out. All of that screaming at me. I had this other version, this cheerleader screaming at the top of her lungs in my mind, just trust. Like, this is just a test. You are going to make it. And like, I couldn't fully believe her, but she was the loudest thing. So I had to listen to her, and it helped with the trigger. I couldn't step in fully to the I know, but she helped me not be drowned. She helped me not drown in all that fear. So that's like one cool technique you could do. Scream to yourself to trust in your mind when it's getting a little too loud in there with the darkness. But I think if you're watching this, you are tapping into aligning with that I know. I think there's something in you. You've tasted that. You know it. And it's just, your prayer is answered. Your prayer is freaking answered. Your prayer is answered. So you got to act like it, okay? You have to act as if your prayer has been answered. This is how the shamans and the indigenous and the spiritual teachers and the prophets prayed. They acted as if their prayer was answered. It's that easy. It really is. What else do we have here? Yeah, you are the projector. What you're projecting out from your mind, she's projecting this rainbow, and then her whole body changes into what she's projecting. You are what you think. You're the freaking projector. You're creating this. This is like a magic show, friends. And you're a part of shifting from this terrifying, narcissist, weird version of corruption and distortion and and materialism and sexism and racism and nationalism and ageism and all that BS and all that, you know, poverty consciousness and, you know, not spreading abundance and wealth for everyone. You're a part of changing the world. Okay? You know, you have a connection to truth. And you know this ain't it, how it's going down. So you are here to change the world, and you change yourself into your greatest self, and it's just a choice. It's just a choice, remember? And apparently, because you're changing, the recharge is like drink tons of water, but speak to your water. Like I said, speak to your water. Ask your water when you drink it, help me detox. Help me release this fear that's stuck in my fascia. Help me, you know, remove this anger from my liver. Or help me, thank you, water. Like, talk to the water. It's alive. The water, everything, the mineral, the animal, the human, all these kingdoms are all alive, okay? And they're working with us in this illusion. So use their power. Speak to fire, speak to Mother Earth, speak to the eagles, speak to the moon, speak to the sun. You know, connect, align with the power of these things, align with the medicine of these things. There's something that the veil is very thin right now in your ability to receive information and really receive it on a mystical level from these elements. Like, we're all in this together. All these like alive elemental forces in this life are all a part of this weird illusion that we're in. And all of the point of this, the evolution of us, is our oneness, is our oneness, is our oneness. Okay, drink the water. Drink the Kool-Aid. Drink my Kool-Aid. Your prayer is answered. Also, if you are thinking about publishing and want to know all the crazy steps to like get a literary agent, to get like classically published and all this stuff, sign up for my email list, because more info is coming on that. That will be the beginning of December with live Zoom with replay. I think the workshop that I'm going to be doing, that just in the end, like before Thanksgiving, I think it's going to be called I Am Seen. So if you're ready to be seen in a bigger way and shift your energy to open yourself to really being seen, this is the workshop for you. Also, if you want a quick fix just to shift your energy, my instant reading, I'll put a link to that. You get it. It's up to 48 hours, but it's usually within 24 hours. It's just like a quick, like, I'm telling you, everyone shifts. Like, oh, right, I believe in myself and I feel good. So check that out. Instant reading below. It's one of my more affordable readings. So you get a video emailed to your inbox. Anyways, love you guys. World peace forever. Oh, and check out the I Am Empowered membership program for the alchemy activation, specifically this Friday. And yeah, it'll be awesome. Okay, bye.